here. Just give me a minute. All right. Just give me a minute. All right, I think we're live. Looks good. Hey, Bart, good to see you. Marty, good to see you. Sorry for being a little late. Let me see. I have a. All right, I think we're live. 1 second, guys. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, so let's. Well, today we're gonna continue to talk about winter and winter energy and how to support your energy during this time of the year. And we're gonna focus also on food that are nourishing in the winter. I just wanted to mention in Chinese medicine and Qigong, the winter time is about storing energy, is about hibernating, and about really the function of the body is to store energy for the spring, to be very active and to launch new projects, really to give you energy. So it's almost like when you sleep at night, you really need to sleep good and deep, and only if you really sleep good and deep, then in the morning you can have a lot of energy and be happy and go and do things. And so the winter is really about storing energy and filling up your reservoirs. So in terms of that, let me just change the see here. So in terms of that's what we're looking to do. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, what it means in food, what it means in just a lifestyle in general. And also I just wanted to kind of like congratulate us for making it that far. So we can say Happy New Year. You know, it's been a really challenging time for a lot of people, and for the pandemic, and there's a lot of things were going on in the last couple of years. So congratulations for us to make it up this far. Hi, Lucy. I see you join us. Good to see you too. It's been a while. All right, so let's start with a little bit of meditation, if you will. Allow yourself to close your eyes and connect with your body. So as you close your eyes, as you sit here now, see what is the first place you go to when I say go inwardly. Where in your body it means to go inwardly for you. And as we go into our body, as we're feeling the form and shape of your body, we are starting with the feet and the sit bones resting on the chair. And see if you can allow your body to give way to gravity. See if you can acknowledge that the earth is holding you beneath, feeling the weight of the body pressing on the earth, pressing on the chair, and the chair pressing on the earth. So feeling that weight, that density of body, and feeling the support of the earth, and align yourself with gravity. The way we align ourselves with gravity is that we are finding a posture that feels that we are upright, we are erecting the spine. At the same time, we're also relaxing any muscular tension anywhere in the body. Gravity is a very strong force, is a yin force. It's a strong force that holds everything together. And in Qigong, when we align ourselves with a bigger energy field around us, we are harnessing the power of that energy field. So if we are connecting with the earth, we align ourselves with the earth, we become the earth. I remember in martial art, we practice a lot. I remember a very old master, 60, 70-year-old master that nobody could move him because he couldn't be pushed because he was just feeling the earth chi. He allowed himself to merge with the earth. So it's very inspiring to see people with really a lot of strength or a lot of cultivated a lot of chi, that you can feel these practices that we do in qigong. They're actually if you do them long enough, you really practice them, you're becoming really strong and really powerful. So align yourself, feel the earth beneath you, the vastness of the earth, and relax all your body tension into the earth. Whatever visualization works for you on that. Merge yourself with the earth. Nice. And let's come into the heart center. Feel the heart center. And at the same time you feel the heart center, feel the fingertips and the toes. So this is a technique that's proven to bring you into heart coherency, into a deep relaxation, feeling the heart center, at the same time feeling the extremities, the tips of the extremities, toes and fingertips. Nice. Slowly opening your eyes. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Eli Cohen. I'm a medical Qigong practitioner and energy healing coach. And I'm teaching now mostly online, and about 4 classes, 3 of the 4 classes a week, and doing workshops and different programs. So I'm really excited to share with you some tips about how to store more energy. And last time we kind of continued this, the talk was last time, and we're continuing it. And I wanted to really put more attention about on diet too this time, because I think somebody started to mention some stuff. Let me see if I can connect myself so I don't lose battery from my computer. Talking about storage and storing energy. So the kidney are considered to be the battery of the body. And so really the battery is the kidney. And whenever we want to oh, hold on, I think we need to move here, sorry. Okay, here we got the battery. All right, now we're good. All right, now you see my kitchen. So how do we store energy? So it's kind of like what we talked in the beginning. The kidney is seen as the battery, and the winter time is time to fill up the battery. Sleeping, having a good night's sleep is very important. Being close to water is very important. Being walk in nature slowly is very important. Everything is a little bit more slower in the winter. Everything we're doing a little bit more slower. It doesn't mean that we are not, we cannot have like people that like to exercise or to like to cultivate strength. Actually, the winter Qigong practices are the strongest. It's the hardest to do. So if you want to kind of experience that, just come to some of our classes now in this part of the season. And we're going to work more on lower back issues, more lower back in Qigong, especially on the Thursday noon class. And because everything is slower, is actually cultivating deeper strength. So the strength, the energy goes to the center. How do we guide the energy into the center of the body? By not moving very fast, by doing everything slow. And the most yin type of practice in the winter is holding postures. So holding posture. So if we're talking about in terms of movement practice, holding posture like universal embrace or different postures for a longer period of time, you developing strength in your ligaments and bones. Yeah, and the bones are the most yin part of the body. Even more yin than that is the bone marrow. Yeah, so if you just like do a cut in the middle, you would see the outer layer is the skin, then the muscle, then the bone, and the bone marrow is the most yin part, or most internal. So that the time when we want to store energy, we want to strengthen the bones, we want to strengthen the bone marrow. And that's why standing practices, slow movement practices, and practices that move like water in a certain way. We're starting kind of like from the tailbone. We start to introduce the crane practices in our classes, and the crane practices in the Thursday noon class. And if you're in Chi breaks, you can also find a recording. It all starts from the tailbone. And there's a certain undulation of the whole body that works on a very deep layer of the joints and the ligaments. So this is from the movement practice. So everything is slower. It's very thicker. The way we move is thicker, or we actually don't move at all. We just stand. And that cultivates, just hold your hands like this for a period of time, and you'll feel your bones, you'll feel your ligaments starting to work. And there's a way that we do that. There's a way to relax muscular tension. A lot of time when we're starting to do Qigong practices for the winter, people use their muscle. And the muscle, actually, you don't want to use them. You want to relax the muscle in these form of Qigong practices. You want it to actually be very soft. And then the energy can penetrate beyond the muscle into the bones and the ligaments. So from a Qigong movement type of practice, the winter would strengthen a little deeper layers of your body. And there's a lot of practices that would be target specifically for bone and bone marrow. And in terms of lifestyle, we want to sleep good. We want to be close to water or hike close to water. Water is very relaxing, is very healing, is very calming. In terms of food, we want to eat food that help us maintain our chi to flow. So refrain from spicy food is very important. Not eat a lot of salt, or really what it does is that it slower down the blood flow. So actually, whenever you're cold and you're eating salty food, is retaining water, salt retain water, and also it actually make the blood a little more sluggish. So salty food would be not advised in the winter, a lot of salt in the winter, and also raw vegetables, a lot of salads are not advised. So we don't want to eat cold things. We want to eat more warm things. And bone marrow would be very good to even eat. Yeah. So bone broth would be very good. Somebody mentioned that last Chi talk. Yes. So bone broth would be very, very good to eat in the winter, to drink warm food, cooked food. Root vegetables are very good. All the root vegetable. So if you think about the winter, it's kind of a fun thing if you to explain it from so you can understand it. So the root is under the surface, right? And under the surface of the, like, potatoes, garlic, onion. So garlic and onion are very good because they expel toxins out of the body too. So that's very good for winter. Also potatoes, yams are very good. Sweet potatoes are very good. So everything that under the surface. So the winter is a dark time. So yeah, so let's say in the summer, we want to eat the flour. Yeah, because what's the Yeah. And then in the spring, we want to eat the greens, the leaves. So if you think about how a plant grow, it shoots up in the spring and then there's a lot of green. Yeah. And then in the summer, the flower comes. So the fruit, like a lot of fruit, like watermelon, things like that, cucumber, very good, tomato. But in the winter, everything is under the surface, is like the yin part of the plant. The yin part of the plant, ginger, is very good. Ginger is very good for the winter, is warming, and also it's also a root. So that would be very good for you in the winter to eat like root vegetables, warm soups, bone marrow. That's very good for your chi. Also very good for your chi is to reduce sugars and work on more fats. Now, don't like go and eat deep fried stuff. That's not very good for your spleen. So you want to eat, like, let's say nuts are very good, avocado, like healthy fats. Healthy fats are yin nourishing. So that would be also very good before sleep. So if you want to kind of like subside food cravings, avocado is very good. Fats are very good. And they feel very satisfying, very filling, but they're not agitating. Yeah, sweet is going to be agitating. So we don't want to eat sweet before bed or so much in the winter, even though people love to eat sweet in the winter. Everybody loves to eat sweet in the winter, like right? But it's better to because we crave sugar because it's cold. We crave calories. And the way to handle that, in order not to, because in the winter we're not as active, and in order to kind of subside that is to actually more connect with fats, like eat avocado, eat nuts, even oils that are healthy, like if it's a very good oil, extra virgin oil, that could be very good for you. Walnuts, a lot of omega is very good for inflammatory. That would be very, very good for the winter. So in terms of, let's see what else. So we don't want to do too salty food. Now, caffeine is taxing on the kidney. So the sensitive organ in the winter is the kidneys. And we don't want to tax them. So if you, a person that really love coffee, and especially people like it in the winter, isn't it true? Because we're depressed and we want to, hey, let's get some energy. We want to, but think about it. The body knows what it's doing. This is a time to nourish. This is a time to nourish your chi. This is a time to rest. And this is a time to, it's very conducive to meditation. It's very conducive to internal practices. So a lot of people get depression because of that. So it's interesting, right? So we want to get more energy. So we drink coffee, we eat sugar, all these things that actually not nourishing our chi, are not good for storing energy, what we said in the beginning. We want to store energy for the spring. So we have a tendency to do that. So instead, why don't we connect with our heart, with love? Yeah, so meeting with friends, loving, so that would warm up the heart. That would actually, if you have tendency for depression or for sluggishness, go to a movie with some friends, sit together and invite people over for dinner, hug people, make love. These things are better than the coffee. So if you can actually refrain from coffee during this period of time, during the cold period of time, and find other ways to engage with lifting up your chi based on heart, connecting with the heart, that would be better. So, I'm just here to suggest things. You can take it or leave it. So this is kind of a more like a synopsis. Let's see what else. So salty food we talked about, raw food, refrain from raw food. More cooked food is better. for you. You really ginger, sweet potatoes are very good. Kidney beans are very good in Chinese medicine for, especially for the kidney beans. Yeah, I think that's a good kind of overview of how to store energy in terms of movement practice. And you're welcome to come and join the classes online, and to see how we can actually cultivate a lot of strength in this season from just being relaxed and soft. And also from more like a food, a lifestyle. You don't want to go out and party all night. That's a big no-no. In the winter, everybody goes and have, especially New Year's Eve, there's tons of parties. So the way I combat that, yeah, everybody goes out and have parties, and I already got invited to some parties. I combat that. I actually decided, and usually the parties in New Year's Eve are very crowded and expensive and not really fulfilling. Not for me. I don't know. Everybody's their own thing. But the way I do it is I do this day, New Year Eve and New Year Day, as a self-care. Yeah. So I go, I sit in a hot spring, I get massages, and I do a whole 2 days of self-care. And I start the New Year Eve, the New Year, instead of being over from the last night or party all night. So instead of that, I'm actually refreshed and starting the new year with thinking about what do I want to project into the new year, and from a place of relaxation. After I got massage, after I sat in a hot tub or something like that, in a hot spring. So I just wanted to invite you to maybe change for anybody that listens their new year. Maybe you can do something like that. Maybe you can do something more nourishing and start the year really fresh and really with more mindfulness. So that's just a suggestion. There's always a way to work around and still have fun and still enjoy your life. Health and healing is not supposed to be like limiting. It feels good when you feel good energy in your body. When you're doing, yes, you can be creative in finding ways to actually change your lifestyle in the winter to actually have it more fun than what some habits that are not helpful. So anyway, with that said, I'm just going to open it for a question or two. Wow, we got, there's already half hour here. So let's open it. I just want to hear if anybody wants to. Hey, yeah, Bart, I always like to hear you, Bart. So go ahead. What do you have going?
Okay, my question is about yin and yang.
Uh-huh.
So I still struggle a little bit now and then with yin and yang, what it means. So I thought that yin is more the soft kind of energy and the yang is harder. But bone marrow is connected to yin, but it is the hardest part of the body. So that's difficult to understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why do you think it's the hottest part of the body?
No, I'm not the bone marrow, but the bone, the bone.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are the bones? Are they yin or are they yang?
They are yin. Yeah. So they're internal. So yin is internal. So like, let's say if you cut like the hand like that, and you just see a cross section of your leg or so the outer layer would be the skin. So that's the most yang part. That's the most external part. And then the yin part is the most internal. So it would be the bone marrow. The bone marrow is the deepest part. And if you talk about the deepest part on earth, the oceans, the depth of the ocean is the most yin place. The earth is yin. And somebody told me, but the center of the earth is very hot. And that's the most yin. And that's true too. Think about like, You go into all the way to the depth of the ocean, like miles and miles down. It's so cold. It's the cold that very little creature can live it. And underneath the layer of the earth, below the earth, there's a hot center of magma, and it's still very cold underneath the ocean. So it's just interesting. It's amazing. It's amazing that the planet we live in, and how much cool we have in the ocean, even though underneath it there's a lot of heat in the center of the earth, a lot of magma, and sometimes it goes up in the volcanoes and it's so hot. But that's yin and yang, the hot and the cold. So, but in the body, it would be the most yin place is the most internal place, and it goes with cool and hot and soft and hard. True. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes, yeah. Yes.
Thank you. Is there anybody else that wants to share or just ask before we close? Okay, so let's do a closing meditation. And next week I'd like to talk about manifesting. We are going to do a workshop on manifesting using Qigong technology. So if you can save January 22nd weekend, we're going to have a workshop about how to work with our mind and body to bring into life what we want in life. And that's a topic that I'm very interested in for a long time, and I've practiced. I did many workshops and webinars on it, and it would be fun to, because sometimes we go into our day, or we want something, but just set up a time for it, and to really brainstorm and to really see what is our heart desire, where is our blocks, find out, talk with your mind, and really do a lot of work around that with movement. I thought that would be really fun and would be really powerful. So save that date, and next week we're going to talk a little bit about that. Okay, so good to see you all. Let's do a closing meditation. Let's hold hands here together in front of our heart. So right in front of our heart center, and close your eyes and just connect with this chi ball. The tension, the energy between the two hands. And right here, when we do that, so the fingertips would point to each other almost. Yeah. And that's even more powerful than putting the hands together, touching them together, because here we are actually connecting the formless and the form. The form is the hands, the heart, and the formless is the energy, your desires, under the things that we don't put attention to usually. The form and the formless. And that's encompassing what we call chi. And as we pulse this chi ball, you may close your eyes. Sometimes you feel more chi when you close your eyes because there's less distraction. You can focus on the chi here. And focus on what gifts you want to get for the New Year's. What gifts you would like to receive. And these gifts can be form or formless. It could be happiness, or it could be fulfillment, or it could be a new car. And see these energies in this ball. These gifts are in this ball. Bring them to a space that is in between your hands. Let's take this ball of chi and put it on the stomach, in the stomach, hands on navel. And digest this information of what we want for the new year. And then ask yourself the question after we put the hands here and the energy is already circulating inside. What would it take to receive these gifts? What can I do to support this change? What can I do that is outside of what I usually do that will make me get this? Life is always about growth and transformation, and it doesn't matter how old or how young you are. And whenever there's transformation, whenever there's desire, whenever we are striving to get out of our comfort zone into something else, this is what we are calling healing and health. The chi is flowing when you make it flow. So from here, from that place, let's open the hands, open the eyes. Beautiful, guys. So thank you so much for joining me on this little tour. And I hope you have a wonderful New Year's and a wonderful New Year's Eve, whatever you decide to do that day. And I'll see you in class on Thursday. If you'd like to discover some of these things we talked about, come and join us. Good to see you guys. Bye now.
Happy New Year, everybody. Good health.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Stay
Happy New
safe.
Year.
Be safe, health and happiness, peace on earth,
Yep.
goodwill
Peace
towards
on
men.
earth. Amen. Amen. Good to see you guys.